So I've actually had a few questions about, because I've mentioned in a couple videos where we kind of travel full time, and I mean obviously if you see my LinkedIn profile or whatever, you know I've got a couple companies that I run, and so the questions have actually come in, how do I actually manage to do that? Short answer, it gets really tricky sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not trying to sell you a course on how to do that, well, or maybe I should, but I mean, it's difficult, but one of the, it is challenging. Before I arrived, I'm currently at Anna Marie Island in Florida, and I'm here for about, it's got a few more weeks left. And before that, I was traveling solidly for a whole week, and and I mean, as all business owners know, you have problems, and so I had the question, well, how do you kind of manage this? And when I'm on the road, normally at best I've got phone. I mean, sometimes I'll have internet at night, depending on where we stop. But sometimes we're traveling, so that's difficult. It is challenging. It really comes down to and I know I keep harping on about this. You've got to get the best team. You have to have people that really, really understand what the point and what the vision of the company is. And, I think as owners sometimes, we're all guilty of it. I certainly did it. You kind of go out and you try and hire for as cheap as possible. And there's a big difference between when we do things like that and you look at, sort of extremely successful, sort of very fast growing companies. They do the exact opposite. They actually hire at a very premium rate, and so forth. And I was talking to this actually to a client, because I actually gave them an example of a sales guy I'm currently looking to bring on board, and his package is like way over industry value. Just for what I'm wanting him to do, I'm paying over. But he's also currently still working for somebody. And the whole point of this was that I'm almost trying to overpay, and I'm actually going to completely credit Neil Patel for this idea, because it was something that I heard from him on an interview when he was asked how does he get the best people, and he says he just simply overpays them and he gets the best people. And that's a really good point. And the few times I've done this, and I'll be honest, I have not done this every time, but I have noticed the difference. When I've hired at low end, I've got what I pay for, and when I go out of my way and hire up, I get better results. It's just as simple as that. I know sort of a sales guy I had in, his base was like way over what he used to get even with commission. So going back to the whole traveling thing, it's absolutely the only way you can do this effectively, and it's still not perfect, but it does allow you to step away from the office, is you really have to overpay people. You need to get the very best people that you can possibly afford, and sometimes that actually does mean taking a risk financially. I know the very first time that I actually took on, actually, ironically, it was a salesperson again. The very first time I took on a salesperson, I actually financed it. I actually financed his first 12 months salary, because at the time the business literally couldn't afford to pay him and me, and we had a bookkeeper and we had a support person as well. Couldn't afford to do it all, but I did it on the basis of, I know this person's the best, and I knew that they were the best because I'd actually taken the time. I didn't just hire the first guy off the street. And I would say that's the other thing that's going to allow you, if you're interested in like traveling full time, is stop hiring when you need to hire somebody. You need to be hiring people when you kind of don't, if that makes sense. The problem is when you desperately need somebody, is that you just hire the first person that walks past the office. You go, hey, you want this? And that's it, and it's a mistake. So take the time, really, really get to know the person. At the end of the day, when you're not going to be there, you want people that have the same values as you. So let me know if you've got any questions for that in the comment, and if anybody's traveling, let me know in the comments as well. Thanks a lot.